First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listen, learning, in the Bayashadabadat, the house of David. I'm Ayashatab with men of valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Shai with a quick lesson. Right, Lord, willing to be edifying unto the body. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Seminole Indians, right? You are the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. All right, if your nationality, all right, goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian, all right, and a speckled bird, who, if your father's line, all right, your lineage looks like these other nations, whether it be a so-called white man, whether it be so-called Chinese man, so-called Hindu man, if your father's line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or Seminole Indian, you are of the children of Israel, right? And the promises and the laws, statutes, and commandments belongeth unto you. Now 2/3 of the nation of Israel will perish and die for not believing upon the testimony, the true doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, and that 100% truth is coming out of GMS, right? Starting with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakal, and the apostles and elders under them, okay? But the 100% doctrine is coming out of GMS, and you have to be taught those things, all right? You have to be taught the way of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You have to forget everything that you think you know, all right? So 2/3 for you not believing upon the testimony and not willing to forget the enslavement, your Christianity doctrine, right? 2/3 will be cut off and die. But 1/3 of the nation of Israel, will see salvation for believing upon the testimony, right? For practicing and rehearsing the righteous acts of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, but nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into this lesson. It's going to be quick through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but Lord willing to be edified. Okay, I'm going to start in the book of Habakkuk, and it's going to be chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. All right, and what shall we say? All right, when Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes, all right, what shall we say? Abaratazah, that we have been doing the work, we have been laboring for Yahweh Shem Yahushai's name and his will and his prophecy. Okay, here it is. It's being asked. What should you say to be reproved? All right, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to cleanse all things. All right, he set you up as a watchman. All right, if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see this truth. Okay, if you believe upon the testimony, all right, and you're a man of the nation of Israel. All right, you have a duty. You were set up as a watchman, so you have to watch and go into the things that, because the time is at hand. All right, you have to watch these prophecies unfold and warn the people. Okay, let's continuing on. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2, and it reads, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, right? That he may run that readeth it, right? And the vision, making it plain upon tables, is starting from Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakah, right? That these breakdowns, all right, that these lessons, these epistles that brothers doing, become easier and easier to understand as you have the secular world history, all right, and you have the spiritual history of the world, all right, and you're putting them hand in hand, as well as you have the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right, to explain these things, to connect the dots, all right, that you may see, all right, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is in all things, but you have to have that eye salve and that discernment, all right, to look at things from a spiritual standpoint. Okay, Yahweh Shem Yahushai has said, make it plain upon tables, so that he may run that readeth it. All right, And the brothers who are running that read, hey, they first and foremost ran out of fear to Yahweh Shem Yahushai once they received this understanding, humbled themselves, okay, but then ran out to bid the men, women, and children unto the marriage to call you back, all right, because we have a duty as watchmen to do, all right, to make sure that we warn our people first and foremost, but as well as to call out judgment unto the other nations, all right. Continuing on, this book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3, and it reads, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." Right, this vision is for an appointed time. The vision of, hey, America being destroyed by thermonuclear fire, okay, is for an appointed time, and it's starting to speak loud and clear. All right, you have Putin gearing up for World War III. You have the crash of the economy, the petrodollar falling, ushering in the CBDC, all right, which leads to the RFID, all right, CHIP, all right. This is the time that we are in. This is everything that you are seeing, and it's becoming plainer upon tables. It's becoming easier to understand, easier to point out, okay. The men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, starting with Apostle Tahar, all right, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rama, Apostle Rakah, have been doing this work, all right, 30 years plus, right, 20 years plus, all right. So before all these people on TikTok, and before all these scoffers and scientists come out and say this stuff, right, this technology is here and everything. Hey, it was Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who had released and gave them the eyes out to bring it out, to prophesy, all right, prophecy to speak before, ahead of time, all right. Now it's being shown, all right, and there's no more a deniability, all right, there's no more plausible deniability, okay. It is a plain upon tables that this thing is starting to unfold, that the words of prophecy are now coming to pass and coming true, all right, for the average person to see, all right. But hey, if you care not to see and you care not to take heed, then if you're of the nation of Israel, right, you shall be destroyed, okay. You will be destroyed for your disobedience and your lack of faith, all right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai does not deal with faithless Israelites, okay. So, hey, it doesn't matter about the other nations, because the other nations were not promised salvation. They were not promised, and they did not have the promise of the covenant of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, to be a part of his people. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Seminole Indians are a part of his people. You have a job and a responsibility to do. And if you do not, then, hey, you are chastised for it, okay? As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and get that script here in a minute after I close out of this, after I finish this script, Salakia. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will, Salakia. It will surely come. It will not tarry. Right? It will not tarry. That means it will not prolong. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will not prolong it to wait forever that it doesn't come. All right? Though it seems like it may not be coming, though it tarry, though it takes a while for it to come, it surely will come. All right? So all his promises will come. Slakia. It will come. All right? It will come to pass that, hey, these ICBMs will hit the shores of America. All right, the Esau Edom will be taken down. That the CHIP, all right, is the RFID, all right, and it is connected to the CBDC, all right, that Revelation, okay, 13 and 15 and 16, right, that you might not be able to buy, sell, or eat, right, unless those who bear the name of this beast, okay. It is you who Yahweh Shem Yahushai has us out on the highways and byways warning, right? It is for no other nation but the nation of Israel, all right? Hey, there's a duty and there is something to be done all right, that you men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, first and foremost, starting with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ram, Apostle Rakah, all right, have been doing. All right, but the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, you guys haven't rose up to the occasion. All right, ultimately because you weren't chosen by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, but if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, and you still chose not to stand up for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, then death and destruction be unto you and yours. All right, may Yahweh Bashem Yahushai put you to death, okay, for not believing upon his testimony and not being willing, all right, to make your body a living sacrifice, all right, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, I got one more script and I'm going to go ahead and close it out. This is going to be the book of Amos, chapter 3, Salakia, chapter 3 and verse 1, and it reads, "Hear this words that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up out of the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquity." Right? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua will punish you for all your iniquity, for all the things that you have done, for all the things that you continue to do. All right? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not playing. All right? Here it is, 2023, as Apostle Tahar has deemed this year the year that Abaratazah, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the year that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua fulfills all prophecy. All right? So, Lord willing, this was an edifying, brief lesson. I want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Kodash, double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning in the Bayah Shetabadat, the house of David. I'm Ayah with Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp. Until the next time, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abal Babal. Shalom.